Well, let this Reverend Dr. Richard W. Arthur Jr., a child of the sun that sees himself as biological living light, share with you on this April 17th, 2022, that you are your own Christ. So you are your own Easter. So you are the rising of that sun. So yesterday's show, I discussed quite a few things, but there were certain things that I wish to emphasize as being biological living light, this child of the sun that has access to the liquid fluid moisture in the first eye vision. And even before I go there, here, let's just read this real quick. The Tao, visions. Neither drug-induced nor self-induced visions pierce all visions to see the void. Tao is not to be found through drugs or any external means, while you most assuredly will have visions. How will you know what they mean? No matter how vivid, no matter how seemingly profound, they must be understood in order to be useful. By contrast, meditation also brings visions, voices, feelings, absolute certainties. But prior philosophical inquiry is essential preparation for these experiences. The practitioner can instantly fit new experiences into a frame of reference. There is no confusion, and one can distinguish the true from the false. After all, even the perceptions of meditation may leave room for doubt. Not everything that one receives during spiritual inquiry is true, but some deceptions, and one must be able to see through them. The form that visions take is a function of your own degree of mental sophistication. As such, they are still in the circumference of your mind. If you want to receive impulses from true Tao, you should know that they do not come as visions. Receiving Tao is to enter a state of consciousness. Followers of Tao may indulge in spiritual visions for a time, but they eventually learned that there is something more important than endless exploration of visions. The eventual object is to transcend all enslavement to perception. Only in attaining that state can one adequately judge reality. So, as biological living light, melanin man, on this Easter, that was the resurrection of the Jesus Christ that we hung on the cross. So Jesus was being perceived as a nigger But wait a minute, the Bible discusses Moses heard God say, I am that I am. How is that I drawn? What is the connotations of that? And so Moses, the Jewish man, listening to a black man discuss divination. How is the I drawn? How is the one drawn? There's a vision or a means of communication, that liquid pineal gland thought process has a little more sentimental feeling, value, or above and beyond the five senses. Isn't there a Bruce Willis flick, The Six Senses, or Six Elements, or something like that? But we've been ingesting so much of misinformation, self-hate, and doubt and question our divinity. So on this particular Easter show in 2022, Reverend Dr. Richard W. Arthur Jr. would wish to assert that in believing, walking my faith, what is that? Walk by faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. In understanding the I and the one and the ancestral divination, what is that too? You get to see the seen side, but here's the unseen side of my heart, tapping into virtual reality. Or is it virtual, or is it actual reality above and beyond my sense? And so in belief of my sense of thought, how much do I believe in my touch? Is my touch am I issuing chi or energy into myself Is this a form of divination? Is this a form? This was the cultural massage, part of the cultural massage that I was taught by Master Heg Robinson. And after 20 years of watching his movement, there's a level of black man to black man communication and understanding divination in your thought process, in your motion, your movement, in your articulation, a little more free and expressive than just the definition of a word. So as melanin man, biological living light, I'm not just defining, I am a verb. I am mercy. Mercy is universal. And having that universal mercy liquid vision in my first eye puts me above and beyond the five senses in understanding my divination. As a black man in America, 9 minutes in, did I discuss the digits? I told you about the 1. We got as far as the 2, the insubstantial, the seen and the unseen, the 3, the woman, the trinity, the family, the denotative, the connotative, the absolute abstract. And 4 is the foundation. from the base of the pyramid to its pinnacle? And are we making these steps? Are we making these steps? And have we reached the square top and understanding its full 360 degrees of who we are as humanity? What was that Terminator flick? The circles going around? I, as biological living light, can transform time to be infinite, understanding 360 degrees square and 360 degrees circle. And I am that one that came from the vagina. How is that vagina? That's a one line that expands to allow 360 degrees out. The woman should be revered. But if the vision of a dry eye doesn't have that, oh, I question, I doubt, I'm insecure, I don't believe in my touch. I'm here as Melanin Man to emphasize the touch. Understand, wait a minute, after we got the 4, 5 is what? A right angle above half a circle. You're halfway there. 6 is death. 7 is that right angle. Jesus was that right angle. He rebirthed himself. He understood to be light as a feather, to run on water. Can we be that divine in the Rubik's Cube of our mind and understand the square and the circle and move up the steps to our divination and see that we're all elements of the universe? Why separate ourselves? Mind, power, unified within. Language of divination, not separation. My merciful divination is a verb, an action not defined by limited or being contained. It's infinitely seeing the rising sun. Humanity as a product as of this one verse. The ability of knowing the converse, the substantial and the insubstantial, the seen and the unseen. Are we accessing the reality of our frequencies? Or are we stuck in a particular thought process and we don't allow ourselves to graduate from DNA 8 to that 9 to be that full sphere? Oh, that 9 is just before the 10. What is that? That's a one line with a beginning, middle, and top next to a sphere. The first 2-digit number. A one line with no beginning and no end. The void. And I've worked to become this one line as biological living light, understanding I'm 5 and 5 are 10. And I'm working on my 11 and my 12 and my 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, that's right, the 4th month, the 17th day, 2 months after I turned 60. I hope I continue to evolve in my subconsciousness and understanding this insubstantial. Join me in the insubstantial consciousness, light of a feather.
I'm still not sure about that.
Thank you. Shut up, Siri. That was a good introduction. Thank you for over the consciousness of media.